thank you for coming. Thank you for being with me. And let's do a small space for May. May is Mother's Day. And for Mother's Day, I want to salute all of the mothers. And I want to talk about emotions with you, mothers. And I want to tell you how important this issue of emotions is. I mean, this issue, I want you mothers, I want you moms, I want you ladies to try to keep that positive state of emotions, to be happy, to be eager, to be positive, to be optimistic. What we are noticing now is, and what we are noticing now is how important the emotions are on the health and well-being of us. We have to keep a positive, happy attitude. That positive, happy attitude does translate to health. When you are sad, depressed, negative, pessimistic, worried, it does affect your body. It does affect your health. If you try to compensate that with medicines and you are going to continue depressed, sad, negative, pessimistic, worried, it's not going to be a healing. The emotional part of us is heavy, is important, says a lot, gives a lot of direction to our well-being. At the medical environment where I work, we are seeing that correlation between the emotional well-being of the person and the health of the person. So I invite mothers to be happy, optimistic, positive, eager. Mothers, you worry too much and you take that burden upon you. And sometimes the sons and daughters do crazy things. It's their choice. It is their choice. Don't take it so heavy upon you. Because at the office, we see so much moms that are sick because of that continuous stress, worry about the well-being of the kids. You already did what you had to do. You already brought them here. You try to do the best that you can, and that's good enough. That's good enough. You don't have to give them the best car, the best house, the best trip, the best experience. Just relax. You gave them the gift of life, and that's enough. This is a beautiful experience being here in this planet. So I invite moms to love yourself, appreciate yourself, and just love yourself, appreciate yourself. Don't worry too much about the kids and the issues with your kids. They are making their own decisions. They are going in maybe in a good direction or in a bad direction, but that is not so much of your burden. I have seen so much sadness and sickness on women lately. So many things with high pressure, depression, and I see the stress that they have, and the physicians that work around me, they tell me what they see on these mothers, and it's like, okay, it's not fair. You have to love yourself. You have to appreciate yourself. You have to have that beautiful, deep love for yourself. Stop giving so much because the stress that you are bringing upon yourself is too much, and then you are being sick. Too much diabetes, too much cancer, too much high pressure. Please do love yourself. Please take care of yourself. Please have an eager attitude, happy attitude, positive attitude, and optimistic attitude. Negative emotions do have an effect on health, and there is a correlation. So if you are sad, depressed, negative, pessimistic, Get that out of the system. Be optimistic, be happy, be on bliss, be on joy, be on grace. Have all these beautiful words right within you. Your kid is doing something stupid, got in problems with the law. Hey, let's do what we have to do, but do not worry too much about it. We are seeing so much sickness lately, and it's sad. Too much cancer, too much diabetes, too much high pressure, and there are issues now that we are discovering of continuous stress. Continuity of stress does have an effect on health. You are thinking that medicine is going to take it away. It's not. It's not. You have to change your emotional state. You have to be on touch with that emotional self. You have to repeat yourself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Because your kids, they are doing something. They are doing whatever they want to live. You have to be on love with yourself, on peace with yourself, on care with yourself, adoration of the self, because moms, you are taking many things seriously. You don't have to give them that fancy car. You don't have to give them that fancy toy. You don't have to give them that fancy trip. They can wait a little bit and gain that by themselves. So I invite moms in this month of Mother's Day, love yourself. Love yourself. Be optimistic, be positive, be happy, be eager, be appreciative, and don't wait just for that single Sunday to be happy with your kids because you got a gift from them. You have to be happy with yourself the whole year. You have to be optimistic with yourself, appreciative of yourself the whole year. Make the whole year a Mother's Day because you deserve it, because you want to be that guidance, you want to be that guidepost to your kids. Be happy, be positive. There is too much stress. Right now, we are discovering the issues of continuous exposure to stress, how bad that is for our health. And there is a lot of continuity of stress in our modern life. So let's, if we don't have the money, if we don't have the resources, if we don't have that, yes, we don't have it, but let's find that positive outcome on life, on simplicity, just hugging a tree, just being barefoot on grass, just being happy, enjoying a meal with our family, with our kids. Let's give more value to those simple things so we can be on a positive emotional state. That positive emotional state is key for health. The emotional state is key for health. Don't try to replace that positive emotional state with medicines. It's not going to work. Be happy, be joyful, be grateful, be vital, feel bliss, feel appreciation. Find that beautiful emotional state within you. At the office, we have had so many sad cases of stressed moms, and because of the stress that they are going and then the consequences of it. Please be in love, please be in love, please be in love. Love of self, love of self. Moms, happy Mother's Day because you love yourself. Don't wait for that love to be expressed from somebody from the exterior. Love yourself. You gave us life. You brought here us to this beautiful experience. Love yourself. Love yourself. Happy Mother's Day because you give that happy Mother's Day to yourself. Not because I am wishing it, not because your kids are wishing happy Mother's Day. From within, happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day always reminds me that my mom is the best. She always helps me learn and grow. She always tells me she is proud of me. She reads me books to sleep at night. She celebrates me every chance she gets. She gives me hugs when I'm sad and kisses just because. Each day I'm thankful to be her child. She is always with me through thick and thin. She has given me so much to make me feel loved. But most of all, my mom is the best because she shows me what God's love looks like. Unconditional, overwhelming, and never ending. Thanks, Mom!
Hello, and thank you for coming to Guidepost. It is a pleasure to be here once again. It is truly nice to be here sharing time with you. And once again, this is a space for all of us to forget about the day-to-day stress and bad news that surround us and find the time for ourselves, to find our own center, our own clarity, our own balance. Just forget about the noise that is around us and an excuse to get together and find peace and balance within ourselves in this crazy world of us. So I want to begin by giving credit to the authors that I follow and help me clarify what I find on my meditations, and these people are just wonderful. I invite you to consider following Lee Carroll and Steve Rother, Jeffrey Hope, Daryl Anka, Wayne Dyer. Well, he already passed, but his books are still as valid as anything else. Greg Braden, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and Jim Self. So these are authors that help me clarify what I am feeling and sensing, and I think that I must be fair and say, hey, these are great authors, and consider following them. And here at Guidepost, this is an excuse to get together and explore consciousness or awareness and find our own path in this crazy, busy life that we have. And I call this segment the ABC. And the ABC stands for the acceptance of being complete. And we use words, language, because words have so much power behind them. We think of language as something that is already given to us, and we don't usually explore the power that is behind a word in our busy life with all of the technology that we have around us and the busyness. But think about how language came to be. Language came to be slowly over time when there were no distractions. So humans, we would just be in our little cottages without cell phones, without TV, without computers, just at night appreciating everything around us. And that's the root of language. So there is so much power in a word, because when you go centuries ago, how that word came to be. So we use this excuse of words to explore our awareness, mostly during these fast changing times. And I want to do a recap of the words that we have used in the past to be together. It's the ABC, the words are just an excuse to be together, and you really don't need them, but give fun space to explore something else. So basically, we are going through a lot of changes. We are just immersed on change, and the change is going to accelerate, and we have to welcome that. Or if we don't welcome that change, then we're going to be left behind. And I don't want to be left behind. I want to be living this life fully, healthy, joyous, happy, in balance, in clarity, on wellness, on joy, on grace, on fluidity, coincidences coming to me. I want clarity, simplicity, love. And I want to feel certain, I want to feel capable. And and I am assuming that all of us want to feel that way. And if we want to be happy, in balance, clarity, uncertainty, capable, we have to adjust to these new times. And I hope this is an space to do that. So basically, what we are doing is reprogramming ourselves. We were programmed when we were born to behave one way, to believe one thing, to follow one religion, to follow one master, to follow the government, to follow the church, to follow somebody else, to follow this guidance. And then we forget about ourselves. So we have to go and find our center. And as I have mentioned before, I work in the medical environment. I am not a physician. I am working the administrative side of the medical environment. And during lunch hour, in these informal times with the doctors and the staff and the billing companies, and then we begin to talk about how do we help a patient to change a diet to improve her health. And yes, we are evolving. We are all evolving. And we used to just go just talk about medicine. Okay, for high pressure, take this. For diabetes, take that. For this other issue, take that. And we are beginning to understand that there is a reprogramming that has to be done within ourselves. And we had this conversation recently at the office with a patient that had kidney issues. And then he had to change his diet completely. And not eating more red meat, not eating more sweets or too much sugar. And the medicines are there, but that's not the ideal situation. So we began to see the physicians there in the room were talking about the different techniques that they use. Like, for example, telling the patient, just go and clean your kitchen completely. Clean your kitchen. I mean, if you have whatever food you have there that is not healthy for you, that we are recommending you to stop using it, go throw it. Don't try to give it away. Don't try to pass it to your brother, sister, nephew, niece. No, just get rid of the food that is not helping you, and do it together with your family, with your wife, because it's really hard to make a change in our diet when we are going back to our programming. So we've been programmed to have this food, these meals, this dinner that are not healthy, and then we have to reprogram the whole thing. It's the whole refrigerator, the whole kitchen, the whole family getting together about this particular dessert, the whole family getting together around this particular drink that is not so healthy anymore. So we have to reprogram the whole behavior that we bring, and how the physician goes talk with the patient and help him get a new program, a new change on this new diet for his own health or benefit. And how that change is sometimes easy to do, sometimes hard to do. Then we go back to the concept of awareness. And we are not aware that this particular diet that has been with us for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years, is no longer good for us. Then the conversation that the doctor has with the patient about the reprogramming of that behavior. So that reprogramming means that we have to be aware or conscious of our behavior, which is something that wasn't used before. Years ago, we didn't use the word awareness. We didn't use the word consciousness. And now the doctors are using that. Be aware of what you are doing. Be aware that you are aware. Be conscious that you are conscious. So before it was just take this pill and this is what is going to happen. And we are just over-medicated. And this awareness word, this consciousness word that the physicians are using nowadays is quite interesting. Be aware that when you were a kid, you were used to be sitting down watching TV. Well, you are aware of that. You got the programming to watch TV when you were a kid. Be aware of that. Can you reprogram it yourself? Can you go for a walk instead of being sitting there watching TV? Can you go and walk barefoot on the backyard just to get grounded, to enjoy nature? And how did I get programmed to never be barefoot on the grass? So you are being aware of your own programming. And now that you are aware of your own programming, then now you can make a change. So that conversation is coming over and over in our break rooms at the office. And it's quite interesting that we are combining diet, medicines with awareness. Be aware of what you are doing and be conscious that that behavior that you have was a programming that you got when you were a kid. Now you have to change it. It's different times, different diets. Your health is different now. So be aware of that. So for that awareness, with that consciousness, we use this etymology. We use the history of words, how language came to be back centuries ago when people were just sitting there appreciating the night, appreciating the the flowers, appreciating the fish, appreciating the companionship. So we use that as an excuse to get together. So let's do a recap of the ABC up to now. We began with letter A. We began with the word allowed, and allowed means all is owed to you. It is all owed to you. That was the letter A. We were exploring allowed, all owed to you. What is owed to you? Well-being is owed to you. Beauty is owed to you. Gratitude, curiosity, appreciation, joy, bliss, vitality, health, balance, clarity, simplicity. All that is owed to you. Love, wisdom, certainty, that is all owed to you. Peace, peace is all owed to you. Abundance is owed to you. Wellness, grace. So all of these feelings, they are all owed to you. Now, once you are in clarity, once you are in balance, once you accept your wisdom, once you accept peace, once you accept joy, then other things begin to manifest. That garden that you want begins to manifest. That juice, drink that you want begins to manifest. That house that you want begins to manifest. The car that you want begins to manifest. But first you have to allow that well-being, that beauty, that grace, that simplicity, that is all owed to you. So that was the letter A. And we explore also the concept of being in the moment. And being in the moment, being means having a feeling. And it's not just I am here, I am now. Add a feeling to that. Add a feeling that I am here, I am now, I am happy. I am here, I am now, I am certain. I am here, I am now, I am joyful. I am here, I am now, I am vital. I am here and now, and I feel clarity. I am here and now, and I feel balance. So we were exploring that concept of being here in the present moment, adding a feeling to that present moment. Then we went to letter B. Letter B, belief, and what we believe is be life. It will be the life of what we believe. So, and maybe it is part of the conversations that we are having now at the office. How do we change the belief of a patient that thinks that he has to have red meat all the time, even though that might not be the best thing for his health or for his kidney. So now he has to change that programming and say, okay, fish is good for me, chicken is good for me, and I am going to change now for this diet. And eventually they can have more vegetables in the diet and begin slowly replacing red meats as this particular patient needed to do. So that was the word belief. Then letter C, we use the word complete. When we are complete, we know that everything is within us. The joy is within us. Grace is within us. Clarity is within us. Wellness is within us. We are complete already. I have my clarity, my wisdom, my beauty, my grace, my well-being is within me. Then we are complete within us. When we don't see ourselves as complete, then we become complex. Then we have to go somewhere out there and find something. So I am not complete within me. Then I have to go and find that medicine, that medication, that extra thing that is outside of me. But when I feel complete and I say, yes, I have this belief, this programming that I had to eat this particular food in the past, and I am changing this belief to this new food that might be healthier for me, or this new behavior that might be healthier for me, going out on a walk, close to the house, close to work, and that is a change of behavior, but there is an awareness in that change of behavior. There is now like a realization. Oh, I am not walking at lunchtime, something that I began doing recently. Instead of going for a big lunch, now I was made aware of that I was having too big of a lunch in my recent visit with a physician. Then I decided to go out for a walk at lunchtime. Instead of having a big lunch, just go out for a walk and grab a smaller food in lunchtime instead of having a big meal sitting down. So there is an awareness on our behavior. Okay, I am just going out of the office and going to this restaurant and having a big lunch. And now I am going to walk around the block, go to the restaurant, get a smaller snack. I was made aware of that by 3 or 4 times by my physician until I finally heard. So you don't have to be as stubborn as I am. You can be aware of your behavior and change them sooner than later. So that was letter C, complete versus complex. Then we went to the word dark. What was the story of dark? The arc of the galaxy at night that you can see when the sky is clear. That is the meaning of dark, and how people would go at night and sit down in front of their houses to just watch the arc of stars, the arc of possibilities. That was the meaning that we gave to the arc. When we went at night to see that beautiful arc of stars, is the arc of possibilities. So go and appreciate dark, the arc of possibilities. That arc of possibilities of, again, well-being, grace, abundance, balance, clarity, health, vitality, seniority, certainty, peace. So we can have all of those possibilities of wellness, grace. We can live that in this moment right now. And then now we are going into the letter E. And I chose for the letter E, I chose expansion. And basically, expansion is what we are, what the universe is. We are expansion. So what does it mean? On expansion, it means that we become more, not that we become less. Expansion is also inclusion. Expansion is the opposite of exclusive, to exclude something. So, and you can make a parallel here with the word that is used in the media to promote something. Oh, you are going to get in first class because you have this exclusive access to first class in a plane. Or you are going to this restaurant that is very exclusive. So we have been using for years and centuries the word exclusivity. Oh, I am exclusive because I am going in first class. I am exclusive because I am going to this restaurant. I am exclusive because I am going to this VIP area of the restaurant or something. So in exclusive, you are excluding, you are removing something. It's not such a cool word when you think about it. Exclusivity is the opposite of inclusivity, including something. So we've been for far too long excluding things, making ourselves smaller. We make ourselves smaller when we exclude things. But when we include, we expand because we are bringing more and more things to us. In today's environment and working in a medical environment, we have issues at the office with the issue of abortion. So now we are excluding the women on our conversations. We are excluding the people that are considering going to abortion, either for medical purposes or for whatever reason. We are excluding them. So that exclusivity is making us smaller. What if we expand and we embrace them? Okay, you have to go to an abortion. That's your choice. Well, it's something that I might not agree with, but let me expand my belief. What are you going through that? That was my case in the office recently with this young lady that chooses to go through that. She was part of rape, and she got pregnant, and she's only 16 years old. So how do we force a 16 years old that is not even allowed to drink to go and have a baby? And that shook me to the ground. I wasn't aware of that kind of situation. So maybe I brought in a subject that is a little bit touchy right now, but the point of the conversation is we have to embrace more. That person that thinks different to us, we have to embrace it. That person that has a different view, we have to embrace it. So we can't expand. The more that we exclude people from our environment, or I exclude you because of your skin, I exclude you because you're upbringing, I exclude you because of your language, I exclude you because you cannot pay for this issue. we are excluding people, and our circle is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. When we include and we bring in different experiences, different people, different things, now we expand. And that's what we are. We are expansion. So let me show you something on expansion. See, many years ago we thought that the earth was flat. And then we expand our understanding. We realized that the earth was not flat. We understood that the earth was round. And that was a big step. We began to expand our consciousness. So the beliefs change over time. So we said, okay, the earth is round and the earth is at the center of the universe and everything revolves around the earth. So we began to expand. We changed our beliefs. And we've been expanding and changing our beliefs for centuries. We've been changing that for centuries. So now we can say, Earth is not at the center of the solar system. There is a different view. It's the sun that is the one at the center of the solar system. So that took years to get that new understanding, that new expansion, that new clarity. And we had to accept that. And we have to accept that in the personal issues day to day, about race, about political beliefs, about social beliefs. We have to change our consciousness and expand it. And then we continue evolving, and we realized that really the orbit that the Earth makes around the sun is not a circle, but it's an ellipsis. And that elliptical pattern is not what we thought before. So we are expanding in consciousness. We are expanding in awareness of the universe. As we go expanding on awareness of the universe, so we also expand on our understanding of our own behavior, our own programming, our own consciousness. And we continue expanding. Now, what are the new discoveries? The new discoveries is that it is not the sun and the earth going around it. That's not how the universe really works. What we understand is that the sun is moving in space. And as the sun is moving in space, so is the earth moving in space. So when you see the sun moving and the earth moving around the sun, so this earth is describing this helix in space. So that's a different thought. That's what we were not aware, that we were describing a helix in space as we move year to year. So that is a new understanding, and we are moving in the space as part of the galaxy. So the galaxy is moving around, but our solar system is within that galaxy, moving in a helical pattern. And guess whom else have a helical pattern? So, and we are discovering now that the galaxies are not fixed there, that this galaxy seems to be getting away from the other galaxy. So the galaxies themselves, they are expanding. The whole universe itself is expanding. So if the universe is expanding, so we are expanding in our own personal beliefs, in our own personal experiences, in our own personal awareness, and on our own personal consciousness. We are also expanding. So what is the division that we see nowadays? Basically, the division is between a group of our population that is not accepting this expansion, and they want to stay enclosed in these beliefs, and they don't want to expand themselves. So, but what about the young people? What about the young people that are coming in? Well, the young people are different. they see themselves differently than we do. The young people, they see more expansion, this new concept of awareness, of expansion, of inclusion. They can take it more naturally. And the young people, the new generation, is coming in a easier issue of understanding expansion. So much that they are having big differences with their parents, with their family, with their society, with the upbringing that they had. They are saying, I don't have to stay with this religion. I can have several religions. New generation are saying, I really don't have to stay within this political party that I was raised. I can embrace more. I can embrace the one that I was raised with, and I can embrace the other one, and maybe another one. So they are expanding themselves. In that expansion, the new generation are totally different than us. They are more peaceful. So what is going to happen is eventually this division is going to finish, because the older people is eventually going to die away. The old generations are going to die away. In the same way that the concept that the earth was flat died away. In the same concept that the center was at the earth was at the center of our system, that comes in past. So we are embracing more, we are expanding more, we are accepting more, and that inclusion is giving us also new tools to be healthy, happy, peaceful, vital, in grace, in love, in bliss. So all this expansion brings us more tools for us to be in that beautiful space that we all want to be. Healthy, vital, joyful, graceful, in balance, clarity, feel certain, feel abundant, feel assertive, appreciation, curiosity. So let's accept what the universe is. The universe is expansion, so we are. We are expansion. And let's begin taking the word exclusivity out of that concept that exclusivity is a good thing. Let's be inclusive. Let's be inclusive. And you can see it nowadays, even when you go to the airport, you go to the airline, and you don't have the money to buy for that first class. Sometimes the airlines are saying, hey, for this minimum payment, come here, come over to the first class. So they are beginning to be inclusive too. So let's give inclusivity a big acceptance in our daily vocabulary. Let's give inclusivity and a space in our lives. Let's include instead of exclude. Let's include that different race, that different person. Let's include that different belief. Let's include that person with a different political affiliation. Let's include the people that have a different situation in life and they choose to go through an abortion or through something that we do not approve of. Inclusivity means expansion. Expansion is growth, is awareness of self, is expanding the awareness that we have of self. So let's embrace more of what we think we are. We are not just somebody that came to go to this particular belief or place. We have so many more experiences to live, but so many more experiences to live. I've been blessed on traveling lately a lot, and I can see how much our planet is changing just on our travels. As you travel to a different country, you see a bigger mix of people, a bigger mix of experiences. Um, Something that was not accepted many years ago, traveling to certain countries, now is well accepted. Now you go to another country and the airports are full of people from other cultures. And it's just unbelievable. It's beautiful. It is beautiful to see that new expansion that the human being is going through. They are including new experiences. They are saying, okay, I am going to go to Chile to experience this. I am going to go to Argentina to experience this. I am going to Brazil to experience that. So embrace more of what you think you are. You are more experiences. You have more things to live. You have more adventures to have. You have more inclusion to do. You have, and as a conclusion of that expansion, as a conclusion of that inclusivity, as a conclusion of that embracing new things, then we end up with bliss, balance, clarity, grace, simplicity. And that's why we call this segment Guidepost. A guidepost is just there, standing there by itself, doing nothing, just standing there, pointing in that direction. Okay, in that direction, 5 miles away, you'll find the beach. In that direction, 10 miles away, you'll find a mountain. In that direction, 20 miles away, you'll find a river. So a guidepost is just standing there, pointing you on different directions to different experiences. Not forcing you, not telling you what to do. The guidepost is just there, suggesting, hey, you want to go to the beach? 5 miles that way. You want to go to the mountain? 10 miles that way. You want to go to the river, to the waterfall? 20 miles that way. So as you embrace your expansion, your inclusion, you begin to find bliss, balance, clarity, grace, simplicity. And now you become the guidepost of your family. You become the guidepost of your friends. You become the guidepost at your work. You become the guidepost of the community close to you when you embrace more of this expansion than you are, this consciousness that you are. You become these things. You become bliss, balance, clarity, grace, simplicity. You become the guidepost of the people around you. So once again, the word of the day was expansion, which by itself means inclusion, because you cannot expand by pushing things away. You only expand by including things. A plate that you didn't used to eat, hey, let's try that. Maybe that had food that I didn't like. Well, that is going to be a different feeling, a different sensation. That fruit that I haven't tasted, dragon fruit. What is that, dragon fruit? Funny looking fruit. So let's try that. So that is expansion. Expansion is also inclusion and is the opposite of exclusion. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for this time together. Thank you for this openness, and thank you for allowing me to study, read, and find a message that first I try to include within myself so I can convey to you. I am walking this journey with you. I am not ahead of you. I am walking this journey with you of expansion, inclusivity, and learning to be in bliss, balance, clarity, grace, simplicity. Thank you for being with me.